So yes, leaving my hometown was the best thing I ever did because it forced me to get uncomfortable. It forced me to be alone. It forced me to sit in my room and cry when I was lonely and sad and missed my family. But that I had to just get over it and get up the next day and still go to work and still try and make money for myself and still fend for myself and still try and study and still do all of these things that if you are still living at home, in your family home or in your small town with the same people doing the same every single day, day in, day out, weekend in, weekend out, this chair is doing my head in, you will not grow and you will not succeed. I mean, maybe you will succeed. Maybe you get promoted from cashier to store manager. I don't know. This video is going to be about why you need to leave your hometown if you want to grow, change, evolve, transcend into your highest self. Hi, my name's Miriam. Welcome back to Manifest with Miriam. I would like to call myself a mindset and manifestation coach. I have manifested money, houses, a house I should say, travel, amazing experiences, viral, all into my life, and I'm here to teach you my ways and help you do the same. So, why I think you need to leave your hometown. Now, I grew up in a very small town. I actually grew up in the most isolated city in the whole entire world, which is crazy. I decided to move halfway across the country at the age of 20 years old. Prior to that, I had some travel plans. I wanted to move overseas. That failed. I was actually going to move to Shanghai. And then after that, I was actually meant to move to America, Miami, Florida. That failed. I'm so glad that both those plans fell through because there was obviously a greater plan waiting for me. The best thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. Obviously, being comfortable is a good thing, right? We all love being comfortable. Nobody likes to get uncomfortable. It's not really normal. As human beings, we thrive off comfortability and stability and the same routine, a 9 to 5, stable income. The brain doesn't like it when things are uncomfortable and when things are unstable because it sends us into fight or flight mode, which if we were still cavemen in the olden days, the fight or flight mode was when we were about to be eaten by a lion. So that's what happens when you get uncomfortable, right? But if you want to grow, change, evolve, that's not going to happen when you're comfortable. And so in order to expand your mind, you need to get uncomfortable. And staying in your hometown is not going to do that for you. What I'm saying is there is a whole world out there that you need to go and explore. Confirmation. I am currently in Bali. The last time I was here, it was a very different version of myself. I came with a friend. Obviously, I wasn't alone. I think I was 19 at the time, and it was a very traumatic trip for me, I'm not going to lie. So it's really nice to be back here, but alone by myself. I've done a lot of solo travel over the last 12 months, and I'm incredibly grateful that I've gotten to do so. Even if you can't leave your small town, or if you're not comfortable leaving your hometown, I don't know why I keep saying small, like your hometown could be huge, but it's still your hometown. If you can't leave your hometown for whatever reason, solo travel, at least go to a new country by yourself or move somewhere temporarily. So move abroad for 6 months. If you're studying, see if your university is offering like any type of 6 months abroad course or anything like that. Being alone and leaving your hometown is the best thing that you can do for growth and for transformation and for healing, because when you are by yourself, you actually have to sit with yourself and sit with your own feelings, because no one else is there to distract you. You actually have to sit with it, and you actually have to go through it, and you actually have to do the shadow work, and you actually have to do the inner child healing, because no one else is there for you. So you actually need to step in and be there for yourself. I have a few points on my phone that I wanted to touch on regarding this subject. Number one, when you leave your hometown, you learn who you really are. You're not surrounded by the same people who have known you forever, for your whole entire life, your parents, your family, your friends, and with them you might be a particular version of yourself that it's all you've ever known, but is that who you really are, or is that just who you've been classically conditioned to be by your parents, by your family, by your childhood primary school friends who you've grown up with? You get to learn who you really are because you're no longer surrounded by old beliefs. When you leave your hometown, you get to make choices for you. You get to make decisions for you. Not what your parents want you to do. Not what your friends expect of you just because they're doing it, you're going to do it too. No. When you leave and you are on your own, you actually get to think for yourself and you get to make decisions for yourself. You actually start to question, like, wait a second, what do I actually want? Like, it's mind-blowing, trust me. Just leave. And you obviously discover new interests. You become a different person. You literally, your goals change, your values change, you discover new things, and then you decide, oh my gosh, I actually really like this, and you start to develop new interests, and it's a really exciting time because you just feel so fresh and new, and it's just exciting. Change is really exciting, okay? The next, obviously, I've already talked about this, but growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So when you leave your hometown, just checking the focus, you are forced to grow, you are forced to adapt, you are forced to become resilient, you are forced to change because nothing's the same anymore, and you might be put in uncomfortable situations where you actually have to persevere because you have no other choice, you're on your own. Next, you gain perspective, given obviously, but you realize, and one thing I learnt and I'm still learning is that there are so many different ways to live, so many different human beings and different souls out there on this planet, on this earth, that have different ways of living. And especially from traveling, I really accepted, or I really was taken aback by all of these people and the way that they lived their life and how different it was to mine, especially when I went to Europe for the first time last year. And it just made me appreciate my life so much more, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, they are so happy and content living their life this way, and I'm also happy and content living my life this way. But it's like, you just gain so much perspective on other ways of living, and then you question your own way of living, and you're like, is this actually how I want to live? Is this what I believe, or is this just what I've been classically conditioned to believe? And it's just so rewarding. So yeah, another perspective that you can gain is just appreciation for your own hometown. Now for me, obviously living in a different state to where I grew up, I have so much more appreciation for my hometown because I get to go back and everything's still waiting there for me, the same as it always is, except, you know, obviously my parents are getting older and my siblings are growing up, which is really bittersweet. But you just have this appreciation for your hometown where, because you don't live there anymore, it's better. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional. If you are struggling where you are right now, which is your hometown, please just leave. And once you leave, it'll become such a better place for you to go back to. It will no longer be toxic if it is currently for you right now. Okay, you become more independent. Obviously this is a given, but independence is such an important life skill to have. If you can't pick up the phone and pay your bills, or go do your own grocery shopping, or cook for yourself, or clean for yourself, or basic human things that every human being should know how to do, whether you're a girl or a guy, it almost forces you to be independent, which is a good thing, because when you're thrown in the deep end, you have to learn. So yeah, problem solving, you learn to trust yourself 100%. So building that self-trust, because as I mentioned at the start of this video, you have no one else but yourself. You are forced to then trust yourself, and you are forced to be there for yourself. So you build that self-trust, which is so important in your self-worth and self-love journey. Self-trust is one of the most important things. If you don't trust yourself, who can you trust? So also, sneaky plug, go watch my self-love video that I posted last week. It's really good. Last points I want to touch on is you meet new people. So again, moving away gives you this different perspective, but when you start to meet new people of different cultures and different backgrounds and different walks of life and different ways of living, you actually, again, as I mentioned, question like, is this like how I like want to live, or is how I'm living right? Like, is this what I actually believe in, or do I want to follow the way that they're living? And it's just so interesting. Having friends from all over the world is such a cool thing, and I just think that different cultures to me and religions and ways of living is so interesting to me, and I just love learning about people and their own stories and their own journeys. It just makes me so happy, and I think if you can learn and have friends of different cultures and backgrounds, you are just set up to have so much expansion in the mind and to really grow as a person and create these new neural pathways through your connections. And connections is a very powerful thing to have. It's like that saying where it's like, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So definitely keep that in mind. I really hope this camera's been focusing. If you saw the way I was sitting right now, you would cringe. I am so grateful to you for being here with me and supporting me. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, turn on the post bell notification. And yeah, I think that kind of wraps this video up. I feel so lucky and so blessed to have had the journey that I've had, and I'm still having. Like, I'm literally in Bali right now in the middle of a rainforest. So yeah, I feel so blessed, and thank you guys for being here with me. Definitely pack your bags tonight and leave your hometown, and keep me updated in the comments below. Thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.